The two things I look for, a passion in the field. So say they're going to be a social media intern. They have to be passionate about social media, and they have to have a passion for health and fitness. Those are really the two things that I look for. If they have those two things, check it off. They're a good candidate. How does health and fitness play a role in your life? That's one of those questions that I ask. Strengths and weaknesses. I ask the basic questions. But then I really look for the answers on some of them just make and break.
Right.
But what questions have you found to be effective in your processes?
Every role has different set of questions.
Right.
But I guess in terms of like universal, you can ask everyone these. And just to be clear for any listeners, I don't necessarily do the full-blown interview that gets them hired, but rather I do the screening interviews to make sure that they're qualified. So we don't try to go in depth with those. We kind of keep it surface level, but a little deeper to make sure they know what they're talking about. But universal questions that we always ask is something along the lines of what motivates them or what is motivating them to leave their current role. That's a universal question that I ask in every interview or screening rather, whether it be on Zoom or on the phone. That way you can kind of get a feel for the real reason they're leaving, but also an inside look at what motivates this person, internally. Because now you can go to the hiring manager and explain that to them, if you need to determine or if you need to explain why this person would be a value add to the company. But then on the flip side, for me as a recruiter, when I'm closing a candidate who's getting a job offer, you can reference their motivations like, hey, when we first talked, you mentioned that you wanted to work at a company that was, growing and small in size and gave you access to all these different experiences. And I'm happy to share with you today that they're going to offer you the job. So I think this is a great opportunity for you. Would you accept the offer if they sent you an email, offer letter tonight, blah, 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 something like that. Totally botched that. But anyways, point is you can ask about motivation in any interview, whether it be the screening or the actual real interview, because it's universal, works for everybody.
What do you see with the differences from levels of interviews? So mine is a one-step process, and I don't have someone to hand off the interview to because, my company is so small.